Hello, Michelle.
Hello, John.
If you look at the screen, you'll see things are happening already. We're seeing Heather, Alicia, Chuck, Rhonda, a lot
Hi.
of Michigan. Why would people have any connection to Michigan with you?
I don't know, right?
It's very weird. Jackie, we will get to some of your comments and try to make this interactive. This is a new thing for us. I had just called Michelle because we're missing TMSM LOL. We're missing you. So as much as you might think we're doing this for you, I think we're doing this a little bit for us.
We're doing it for us too.
So I was like, Michelle, I learned this StreamYard. Should we do it? She's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But Michelle has a message for us though about Disney Springs before we go further. Go ahead, Michelle.
Oh, you can put me on the spot. As far as our live shows returning, is that the message?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure we're on the same page. Okay, so we did have some questions with like the thing being shut down at Disney right now, but we are coming back. We have some shows already scheduled for when this whole quarantine mess is over. So you might want to remember, and we'll remind you too. We have a show tentatively scheduled July at Wine Bar George. Our August show will be at Raglan Road, and it's going to be Labor Day weekend. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun because they have their great Irish hoolie going on that weekend. So they're kind of incorporating our show into what they have going on at Raglan Road. And October 25th, House of Blues. It's going to be the big blowout party. We're going to have a great time. So please write down August 25th, House of Blues, Disney Springs. We are having probably the biggest show yet. So like totally write that down. And I think right now that we need things to look forward to. And I know John and I and Scott too, we're looking forward to being able to hang out with you guys again. So like keep that in mind.
I miss Scott. If I don't see Scott soon, he's not getting his the child Funko.
Oh, we might be doing. Scott just corrected me. We're gonna do House of Blues wants us for July too, so we might have two big shows. So that's a good thing. So maybe
venue.
It's a great venue. So maybe we'll end up doing Wine Bar George in September. But regardless, we do the House of Blues is going to put us in the back room where they have like a huge area by the water. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a great show. I'm super excited. So that was my announcement.
I have to point out you have a fan from Ireland watching.
Ghetto!
Isn't that cool? Hi, Ireland.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us. That's awesome.
So yeah, House of Blues. There could be food there, maybe. Oh, I don't know. That sounds good.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Food and drinks.
Yeah, that'll be good.
It's going to be a great show. And that we've been home for so long. I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to get back to it. I miss everything. I miss our shows.
And you and I we hate the conjecture of when is it going to open, and everyone has an answer.
Everyone has an answer.
But I'll go so far as to say there is a little light at the end of the tunnel as far as what Florida is putting out there as phases of openings. And it again, this is all guessing on our part, but it looks like maybe June, July we'll get some sort of a phased opening.
So I'm going to put a disclaimer because like we always say, we don't do rumor. I don't do rumor. You don't do rumor and when we're together, we try not to. However, we can speculate a little bit with our live on location page. And we're hearing that possibly like they're going to start in June. Now, please don't quote me on that because I'm sure, but we're hearing that they might start with like locals and annual pass holders first to just kind of, and do like partial capacity. Am I saying too much, John?
No. I did hear that the guidelines, again, this is guidelines that Florida is giving, is that there are hand sanitizing stations at the beginning of an attraction, at the end of an attraction, and that there will have to be distancing in a queue, and that it won't be, I think it's 50% it has to start at capacity of the park. Again, after they've told me that somebody could speak and people over there can get it, I don't really know how any of this helps. Oh, masks. Everybody needs masks.
Everybody's going to need a mask too, just to be safe.
I just bought masks from you today.
You did. I have
I
one
don't.
coming too.
If you've looked at me, I don't really shop at Princess Apparel, but Lost Princess Apparel. But I
Yeah,
did. I bought a 3-pack of Haunted Mansion villain masks, and I liked yours because they came with filters.
they
So
do come with filters, and they come with extra filters. And lostprincessapparel.com, shameless plug. We have a ton of masks, and they come with filters.
yeah, she didn't ask me to do an ad for her. I just did it because I did buy them. I didn't even get a discount code. I'm going to be real honest. It asked me for a coupon code. Nobody gave me one.
Why didn't you message me?
I should. Next time I really will. I didn't get any coupon code.
You're funny.
So I can't wait to get those though. I like that they had filters because I saw tests where they sprayed in a mask and it kind of went through, but if there's a filter, it doesn't. So again, I don't know how we're going to deal with in the summer. Hold on, no mask for guests. Who's saying this? Let's see. That's how Disney's going to provide 4 guests. I imagine wearing when it's hot and wearing it. I'm still going to wear it for me. I don't care what if it's only for their cast members. I still want it for me anyway, except when I'm eating.
Actually, what the governor said yesterday is they are heavily suggesting they're not going to make you wear a mask. You're not going to get in trouble, but they want you to. I believe that it's just for safety. And I don't know about you. After all of this and all this scary stuff, I would rather be safe than sorry. I mean, just me. I don't know.
I agree. Kim is asking what the filter is made of. Can you see that on there?
No.
Oh, you can't see the comments on the screen?
I do see comments. I lost it somewhere. Oh, what are the filters made of?
No, did you see it on the screen? Because I have it on the.
Oh, I see it. I see it now.
Okay.
I see it now. Sorry. Sorry, I'm looking in 2 places. I'm sorry.
No, I'll highlight them. Just look on the screen. I'll highlight them.
The filters are, I don't know what it's called, but almost
is it carbon? I think it's carbon.
Yeah, kind of like they do in ventilations and stuff like that. Like the same type of thing. I don't know. I'd have to look. Sorry.
All right, that sounds good. No, that sounds good. All right, so what do you got? I know you made an outline for us. I mean, I'll just talk, but.
Well, okay. So we have a very loose outline because, you and I could talk forever. And if people have questions, I mean, I figure we could take those too.
We will.
Our outlines. I only didn't when I talked to you earlier. We had 2 little subjects that we were going to talk about, like what we've been doing as far as quarantine, and then the other topic is what do we miss. Oh. Hey, John, do you have your Pandatizer left or no?
I do.
You
if
do?
I had a way to get this to you, I would.
We used the bottle you gave us.
I have more. I wish I could get it to you. And I snagged more isopropyl alcohol that I can make it for days now. Just.
You know what? The kids, I had the hand sanitizer from Bath and Body Works, and they wanted to use the Pandatizer instead. They said it smelled better. So you had a big endorsement.
It's also stronger.
It was stronger and it smelled better. So you were really onto something there, truly.
Okay, this is a good question for us.
You could have one meal. Ooh, one meal. What would you have?
Do you know what? Can you answer that? And I can pull up a picture of what I'd have. Because I don't think I have the picture on here, but maybe I do. I would have the cheeseburger from Cosmic Rays with the macaroni and cheese on, and the Mickey stamped in the top.
Yes, I was with you. Where were we? Was it the Christmas media event that we went in there and we ate? You got that cheeseburger. Do you remember?
Yes.
And you're like, I need to try this burger because it had the Mickey stamp and the mac and cheese and the whole thing. And you're like, I don't know if you wanted to splurge or not, but then you ended up splurging and you said it was very good.
Delicious.
What
would you have?
Does it have to, can it be a meal or?
Yeah. The question was, what meal would you want?
Okay. Can I do a big meal? What about a buffet?
Right. Where?
How about 1900 Park Fair?
That is probably the best buffet going.
The best food. It is, and it's right down from the salads to the main meal to the dessert. You can't go wrong there at 1900 Park Fair. It's my favorite. Whether you go for dinner or if you go for breakfast, I think it's great no matter any time of day. Just my opinion.
I agree.
So that kind of was a very broad answer. I mean, I'm I want a buffet. You went with a burger, John.
One meal.
I went with a buffet. I mean,
what is the first thing you really want to do when Disney reopens?
Oh, I really want to see the castle.
Wow. Okay, that is my. I need to go on Main Street and take that turn and just see that it's still there. There's something sad. I know it's a little sad, right?
It is
It
sad.
is definitely there, and I think it's painted by now. I think they did that. I don't know for sure.
They
But I want
actually.
to go to Haunted Mansion.
Oh, me too. But about, let me backtrack for the paint. About the castle and the paint. We drove through property last Saturday going to the grocery store. And off in the distance, you could see some of the castle. You could see the pink on it because it's going to be like that rosy color when they do when they redo it. And you could see like patches of the pink. I don't think it's all the way done. So
Okay. At least there's
Main Street all the way. Joy, I agree. Our castle, Mary Ann. Yeah, I miss it. And Magic Kingdom is my favorite park. Which one's your favorite?
Let's see. When she answers, I'll get it up there. Are you talking to me or Mary? I don't know.
I'm talking to you. What's your favorite part?
It's funny because I might have said something different, but now that I don't have it, I'm saying Magic Kingdom. That's what I'm missing because I need the kid-like stuff. But I'm also missing Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which we just saw, had a big party, and then they took it away.
I know. I was thinking about that because you and I were at that media event, like a week and a half before everything stopped. So like people didn't even get a whole, it didn't get a good chance for everybody to go ride it. I mean, it was over so fast. And a lot of people haven't ridden Runaway Railway yet. So, I mean, I that's one thing I want to do is go back and ride that.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Mike. Yeah, I think if it was open and normal, I'd have been back to see Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway a lot of times now.
Oh, me too. And what's funny is I had told my kids that when we got back from the event, I was telling them what a great ride it was, and then we had plans to go back and take them to ride it. So that's one thing that they have actually, especially Aiden, my younger one, has been still talking about. Like we still have to go back and ride Runaway Railway. So I want to go to Magic Kingdom first, but the kids want to go to the studios first because they feel like, I'm like I told them about this great ride, and then.
Right, they didn't see it at all, yeah.
And then everything closed, which isn't my fault, but so I'll put my glasses back on.
All right, so how, as a family, I mean, I don't talk to you too much. I try, me and you, we know when we're down though, because I'm going to be on. I think I can tell them this. Michelle and I will talk, we'll Facebook message, but then there'll be like 2 or 3 days where I don't hear from Michelle, and I know that means she's in a funk, and it usually means I am too if I'm not prime, because we go through depression funks. I do now because of this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, I'm trying to go out a little bit and walk. I signed up for the virtual Disney race just so I could get the Madame Leota medal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, what dog just growled?
Sorry, it's Ava. Say hi, Ava, real quick. For those of you, that's our rescue French bulldog, Ava. She has no concept of personal space, so I apologize in advance.
Sorry, Kayla.
Oh, that bothers me so much when you hear from people, like I should be leaving for our happy place right now, or I should we're planning, or we had to change our vacation, and all these things. It's just everybody's saying hi, Ava. That makes me really sad because I know as a Disney fan, we didn't know what it was. It's snorting. I'm so sorry. We know how heartbreaking it is when you have that missing of Disney. You know what I mean? So I mean, I get it. Oh, Scott's gonna come in and get my snorty dog out of here. Sorry.
No, I like snorts. See, it actually sounded like you were really hungry though, because you couldn't see it.
We were just talking about food and buffets. Maybe it was me.
You didn't know what the noise was. I'm glad he asked you what the noise was. That's really funny.
Sorry.
What other questions? I know you had stuff set up for us. Tell me what else you had there for us. Do you have
just what I think what we miss the most I think we talked about this when you did our show on the Main Street Mouse, right after all this stuff hit, and we were talking about. Do you remember? I'm putting you on the spot right now. How like maybe stuff that you didn't do all the time, like stuff that you just kind of took for granted, like
Tom
you
Sawyer
know,
Island.
yeah, like stuff like that you might miss now. I mean, stuff that we didn't do before, and then now you're like, okay, now I want to do everything just because we can't, if that makes sense.
This is actually a really good question. What do you think? I have an idea, but I'm not sure.
You go first.
I think in the beginning, there's no character meet and greets. I think it's all behind a rope, and maybe you say hi, or I don't think there's hugging or touching again for a little while. I think it'll come back to that, but I think it's just going to be a hello type deal.
I think if they go back to character meet and greets of any type, I think it'll be in the full costume, so to speak. As far as face characters like the princesses and things like that, I don't think so. Because if you think about it, before, the kids could go right up and give, Anna and Elsa a hug, and they could get, the lipstick prints on their cheeks and stuff. It's just a different world right now. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Just my opinion. So.
What about Doc McStuffins could come out with a face mask? That would fit.
Yeah, but see, those kind of characters are a lot more did than say a face character. But there's been talk about
those guys if they're when I say costumed characters, they are the real character, and we know that.
Right. I wasn't sure how to say that. I didn't want anyone to get mad at me for saying.
No, I think a parade would be great. A great way to see your favorite characters. Maybe extend who's in the parade.
Oh, yeah. Well, look at what they did for Villains After Hours. They kind of created another little parade just to have a little more magic to things. I mean, they could do something like that again if they really wanted to, add something extra,
I completely agree. I'm just checking to make sure I'm getting the comments here.
Okay. What one thing somebody had mentioned was about fireworks and, big gatherings like that. When Happily Ever After is getting ready to start at night, the hub and the whole area is just crazy. So, and with the social distancing thing, I don't know. What do you think? I don't think it's going to be like that.
Here's another thing that I thought of, and if you think about it, it does make perfect sense. I'm not tooting my horn, but if I'm being told that the park has to be at 50% capacity, and you can't put that many people in, you have to look for other cost-cutting measures. Not having fireworks is a perfect way to save a couple of $100,000 or whatever that show cost.
Oh, yeah.
To not do it, and because we got a social distance. So there's going to be little things like that, like some shows are going to be cut. The fireworks I don't think are going to happen for a while. But I can't wait till they do come back.
I love Happily Ever After too.
Mary just asked about prices. I think they're going to have to be good. I think I don't think they can be raising prices right now. I think they're going to have to motivate people who are scared to maybe venture out.
Yeah, I think so too. And you and I had talked about this. We are fortunate enough to where we get to cover these great events at Disney. And I've had people ask me, like, do we think that Disney is going to, want more events and more information put out there? Or are they going to, pull back a little bit as far as like how much they want? I think it depends. You know what I'm getting at? I think it depends if they are going to have it just locals and annual pass holders in the parks at first. I think it's all going to depend on how they roll out the parks when they do that. Am I making sense? I'm a little tired.
No, I agree with that. I think there's so much unknown and stuff that people didn't prepare for that we just have to find out what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that it's frustrating sometimes because like people ask us these questions and I really wish we had definite answers to like what's going to happen. When are they going to open? Everybody is missing their happy place, but we don't know any more than it does right now.
Yeah. I mean, I could just imagine like a bunch of Disney executives going into a meeting and they say, that handbook that we've read and know how to do everything, just throw it out. Just throw it out. Everything's new now.
because nothing applies. Like the old way of doing things right now just doesn't apply. It's just weird, you know?
Got the haunted mansion and the stretching room. Are we gonna just bypass that? Because I figured when they load the Doom buggies, they could load every other Doom buggy. But the stretching room, what are they gonna let 5 people in at a time? And maybe they will. I hope they do.
They need like the big like they have in hospitals, like the big Lysol guns where they like just spray everything down in between things, because like how are they gonna make sure everything is clean and safe? I guess that's just my thing. I don't know. Wipes.
Everything.
Wipes. Like the cruise ships.
You know,
like,
okay. Speaking of cruise ships, I'm coughing with the wipes. Disney cruise ships have been really clean. We didn't hear of any cases of corona on a Disney ship.
No, but I have some, we have friends who are travel agents, and they're saying that the cruise industry is what's gotten hit so hard because they're already trying to be very clean on a ship anyway, on a regular day when nothing crazy is going on. And then now with the virus and the health standards and whatever else, I don't know what that means for cruise ships. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really want to get back to cruising, so I need them to figure it out because I am not prepared to say, okay, no more cruises. I'm just not.
Right. Well, I need a do-over. So
I think prices are going to be good. Yeah. So Michelle was in quarantine before quarantine was fashionable. Go ahead. Tell us about your quarantine experience for those that may not have gotten it.
That I was gonna write about this and I never did because I didn't know how to say it without it sounding scary, but especially now.
Mary, didn't hear it, but it could be. Was there a corona on a Disney ship? Because I didn't hear of that.
I thought it was a different cruise line.
Me too, but we'll have to see. So go ahead. I get told like 2 days into the cruise that Michelle can't come to dinner. She's in her cabin in quarantine.
I did. I didn't even understand the full effects of what quarantine meant back then. And I remember a couple of weeks ago you messaged me like, I'm sorry I made fun of you. Because we were on
they told her that they'd given her a gift from Quasimodo. She didn't know. She's like, what?
What? So we got on the ship and it was Tuesday night after dinner. I got really, really sick and I tried to fight it. And then the next day I went on, we were on a work cruise, mind you, that we were there to work. We were invited for meetup from Disney reps. I was supposed to work and I got sicker than, please don't be scared. I got sicker than I've gotten in my entire life. I'd never been that sick. So I went to the bottom of the ship. There's a doctor down there, like a real clinic. And they gave me a shot. They gave me medicine. They, gave me all these things. And then they said, okay, well, you have to be in quarantine now. And I was so sick and I didn't sleep. I was like, what do you mean quarantine? Do I got to stay on the bottom of the boat? I mean, do I have to stay in a room? Basically, I just had to stay in my room for 2 days but yes, I was sick. I think I had food poisoning, but Disney was wonderful. I mean, they checked on you. They sent you, special food, special menu, Gatorade type of thing, Powerade, I'm sorry, to make sure you're feeling better. But it was a completely different experience. So I feel like I need a do-over on my cruise because I was sick for half of it. I missed brunch at Palo. I missed going on Castaway Cay that day, the Christmas tree up, and yeah. So it was not fun, but
it was a little weird too, and it was sad because
you want to hear something funny that you mentioned this. Okay, so John, it was messing with me. He called my room and left me a message saying that he was somebody from the front desk and telling me that I had to be quarantined when I get back on land. I'm not allowed to go to Disney World for would you say like a month?
I remember using a voice that like the cabin cleaner used. I was like, hello, Michelle, this is your housekeeping. Your quarantine is gonna be a little longer. And when you get back to land, you need to stay in the quarantine. Something like that.
For months.
Doesn't Scott still have the recording probably?
That's what I was going to tell you because the other day we actually listened to it. He had it and he's like, oh my gosh. It's just you have to find reason to laugh and smile. And we do have that recording that we saved it that you
You didn't
sent me when I was
believe it
quarantined.
for a second as it played?
I was so sick. I was like, what? And then as you kept talking, and then by the time you said I had to be in quarantine for like 2 or 3 months, I'm like, oh, John.
Yeah, Michelle, I'm getting a few comments on your hoodie.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is actually, I got this in Disneyland. They had it, they had a Disney World version as well, but these sold like really, really quick. I got this when I went out to the Galaxy's Edge Media a preview, whatever, out in Disneyland last May. So, but they were really popular. I just happened to get one. So,
I'm looking at the.
okay, go ahead.
No, I'm just looking at comments. All of the pictures, they're all going to have face masks now. Oh gosh, I wonder
What?
if we're going to have face masks in the picture. In Japan, it's fairly common that they have these masks on. So I think it's going to become not so common for us, and we're going to see what it's like. I think eventually as Americans, we're going to lose them, but I think when something comes up again, I think within our lifetime, another virus or another bacterial infection of some sort is going to make us want to use masks again.
I think so. And what's funny, it's so weird how things change because, we used to look at the overseas parks and it used to be kind of different to see people walk with masks. And now we're being faced with that here, it's just weird.
I used to see if it was Japanese or Chinese. I think it was Japanese. They'd have the mask on. And I always like, oh, that looks silly in the park. Now, not so much.
No, times have changed.
This is my drink. No Corona. Yes, we did see that Disney is selling the masks. A couple of people asked, do you know where your masks are made? The ones we're selling on Lost Princess Apparel. Do you know?
Our warehouse, I believe, it's in New England somewhere, Connecticut. There somewhere. We don't make them here. We are kind of the middleman in between the two. So
the ones Disney is selling do not come with filters, which I think that's more. Like they have security theater. This is medical theater because it helps a little bit for sure. But the ones with the filters definitely block more.
Yeah, and that was like with ours. They do come with a filter, and they come with the removable where you can change them out. Disney's is just a piece of material, but Disney's is sold out. It sold out that quickly. So, but what? It was funny with the mask. It kind of gives you kind of a what am I trying to say? Almost like sets you up for what's coming. If they're selling masks, I have to believe that people in the parks are going to be wearing them, at least for a little while.
And Mary, the people I saw with the masks, the Japanese people, that's just something they do to keep themselves from getting sick a lot of times when they travel. It's like something they do all the time.
They do that all the time. I've seen them every time we travel, you see people with masks on. And I think that you're going to see that a lot more. And, another thing, I'm going to throw another topic at you. I know that we're primarily based with Walt Disney World chat, but let's talk for a second about Disneyland and Avengers Campus that was supposed to open this summer. Because originally it was supposed to be July 18th. But now if you go on Disney's, if you go on the website, it does not have a date on it anymore. It just says coming soon. So we don't know. I've had people ask what we think is going to happen with Avengers Campus because, that whole area at California Adventure is going to be all like, we don't have Avengers and fun stuff like that here. We'll have Guardians, but Disneyland in California is having a whole Marvel area. And right now there is no news as far as when they're going to open that now. Everything seems it's got
My hope is that as long as we've been quarantined and it's been closed, that's how long it'll be extended for. Unless budgets got cut and they weren't far enough, but I think they were pretty far. Like Ratatouille at Epcot.
Yes.
That's far enough where no budget cut is going to say, let's not open Ratatouille. We know that. Guardians, too far along. It's definitely going to happen. Tron, definitely going to happen. But who knows about this Mary Poppins thing anymore? Who knows about the Moana fountain? I don't know.
No, I don't know either. See, now you remember we saw the inside of Remy's Ratatouille adventure at Christmas time.
And we would just say 75% completed.
I would say, because it was enough to get us super excited about it.
Super excited.
I mean, and it was, I was so excited. And do you remember when we walked in there, we were blown away. And then we were like, God, I wish we could take pictures. because they wouldn't let us take pictures, video, nothing.
Do you remember the details of the eyeballs we saw? There were little mouse eyes everywhere that apparently will light up and open in it. So you're not going to see them all at once. But we were like, oh, there's a set of eyeballs. Oh, there's a set of mouse eyeballs. And when I say eyeballs, they're not like two little. They're like these big animated things, and you could. It was great.
It is, because for those of you that haven't seen, it's going to be similar to almost identical to the one in Paris, but you're shrunk down to the size of a rat. So everything around you is supersized. I mean, it's so cool, just so cool.
Airline Peach, I hear you. It covers my fat double chin. It's good.
What about sun? Like if you get sunburn, you can only get it from like here up in the summertime.
Well, did you see some of the first responders' faces on TV?
I did.
Where they're after all day, how it's not good. I mean, and you got to put like aloe or something here, or some cream to keep it. Yeah, I'm still gonna wear mine in the parks though, because I'm scared.
It's just gonna be hot. You know, like, even if you wear a mask when you go to the grocery store, it feels a little bit, like you can't breathe. But here's how I look at it. It's you do what you got to do if you want to be able to go and see Disney and to even get a little bit of that happiness. It's temporary. You just do what you got to do in the meantime.
I think Maria's joking when she says she doesn't care about the parks and she only cares about Disney Springs. But yeah, Maria and Enzo's. I do believe some restaurants are not going to survive this.
It could be. I mean, it could. I don't know.
I just don't know how hard it is for them to make ends meet and keep things open. You would think that if Disney is their landlord in Disney Springs, they'd help them find a way to stay open.
Right, because a lot of those restaurants they're not Disney. I mean, they're proprietorships that are like you said, renting almost in Disney.
There are a few, which ones are Disney? I don't even know.
Which ones are or aren't?
Are.
I
can't even think of one that is Disney.
I think they said Disney owns NBA Experience. I believe they have a hand in it, I think.
Oh.
And I don't, but like the other things like T-Rex and Rainforest, those are the same company, Landry's. Yeah.
And I do not want to lose Yak and Yeti. That is one of my favorites.
I think that one will be okay. I mean, I don't know about you, but yesterday when they were talking about restaurants and such, they were talking that when the governor gave the phase one, they were talking about restaurants being open. You could sit out on a patio, and in restaurant and 25% capacity inside a restaurant, but tables have to be like, was it 6 feet apart? And then I had gotten some messages, people asking about, so does that mean Disney Springs is going to open? And
then they showed me an animation from China where the person on this side of the restaurant coughs and the person on that side of the restaurant can effectively get it. So it all doesn't make any sense to me. At some point we're just taking a chance. We really are. And I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm saying we should, and just be as careful as you can be. After I take a bite, I'm putting the mask back on, I think.
Well, that too, and before all of this, I was somewhat of a germaphobe. You've been places with me. I always have that Bath and Body Works hand sanitizer with me everywhere I go. If my kids go to the park and we're going to eat something, or you'll say, "Do you have any hand sanitizer?"
I've always put my hand out to get your hand sanitizer
because I have it. So I did that before. So I think that it's going to be the same, just even more ramped up now. I was already a germaphobe before. Now it's just going to be worse. So.
Oh, David, that's funny. I'm going to tell you, me and Michelle will laugh at that, but we do like them. But that's funny.
It is funny. It is funny. We did our show there.
We did have fun there. We did. Doing the slingshots, I had some fun.
You know what, though? The basketball, if you are a basketball fan, it really is a nice type of establishment. I just think that maybe if they would have done an all sports type of thing, or maybe
the price point has to go lower.
Yeah, and and they'll tell you themselves it's been a struggle to keep that place packed. But on a Saturday night, we've walked by before and it's been somewhat busy. But I'm just not a basketball fan per se. So, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I missed it before. Someone did ask. I didn't want to throw in an advertisement right in the middle. What is the Lost Princess Apparel site? Is it lostprincessapparel.com or?
lostprincessapparel.com.
Okay,
Yes.
somebody was asking about the masks.
Yeah, we have masks. We have like Disney leggings and dresses and things, dresses with pockets. But yeah, that's Lost Princess Apparel. Lost Princess is Rapunzel, so that came from. So, not that anybody has that.
Haley, I heard they have to be touchless, so they may not be wipes. They might be like the Purell thing that spits it out.
Oh yeah, because they are already putting in there. Hi, Jimmy Horn.
Right, the best, the most smartest comment. What up, yo? Hi, Jimmy.
What up, yo? What up,
Disney
Jimmy?
Nerds Podcast, Jimmy. Which I should also mention that the Piccianos are now That's Disney. They are wonderful people that probably would love to have you on, Michelle.
And hey, I'm free.
Yeah, she hasn't been going out too much.
I'm usually a very busy girl, but not these days. So
Touchless. Oh, speaking of the Void, I really enjoyed that. We did that, didn't we, Michelle?
I didn't.
I know I did it. You never went to the Void? Has Scott gone?
No.
The boys haven't gone?
No.
So if you're not into it, I need to get Scott and the kids to go because it is a ton of fun. And that is something that 4 people can do with a mask without it not feel too, it's not too many people. You know, if it's people, you know, that's a good thing.
It's not too people-y.
It's not too people-y. I'm thinking of things that aren't people-y. You know, getting on Rise of the Resistance may not happen the same way. That was a little people-y.
It is a little people-y because you got to go into the different rooms. And then, you know, there's another rumor going around.
Forget the ride. Queuing up at Hollywood Studios in the sea of parking lot people.
Oh, God. Yeah.
It can't happen.
No. You know, somebody there's so much crap floating around, pardon me for saying it, but stuff that people are just guessing, and Disney has not said any of this, but you know, people were like, well, maybe all of the rides will be just like the queue for Rise of the Resistance, and like they can't do that. I mean, you can't do. I mean, I will apologize if that's the case, but I don't see that happening. I mean,
it's amazing how the theme park setup in general is for mass entertainment, and how this just throws the biggest monkey wrench into all the plans of theme park design. There has to be a whole new mindset of theme park design, unless we're all going to pay $500 a day, and limit the people. You know,
like I was saying before, we were talking about fireworks. You know, when they did, Happily Ever After. You remember when for Wishes you could stand in different areas of the park. And you could go watch Wishes from Tomorrowland, or go by the Rapunzel bathrooms and, you know, get different photos and things. But now with Happily Ever After, you know, they have all the projections in the front. So everybody's up front. Now, that can't happen now.
There are projections on the side, right? I
right.
Really looked.
But if you want, like, think about the projections on the castle during the fireworks.
No, I mean, you want a front. I know you want front.
You want to see all the characters, and, you know, you see, it looks like characters are climbing up the castle and all these beautiful things that Disney has it designed to where everybody is up front. I don't see how they could do that because it's so crowded as it is. And even if they only had like a certain number of people.
But here's another design opportunity. Now tell me, hey, there's going to be surprises on the right side, separate from the left, and make me want to go see something different. And the back of the castle, boy, are we going to blow your mind on the back of the castle with different projections utilizing that. So now so they can do it. Or different buildings. During the fireworks, the Haunted Mansion is going to come alive. It costs money, but it's not too much. It's another projector.
I would be all over that, John. I'd be standing back.
Splash Mountain will come to life in a botanical array of colorful flowers. Something.
You're onto something. I hope somebody's listening because I think these are wonderful ideas.
Thank you. You're the only one that does. Is that they're calling? They're calling. I have to go.
They're calling. They're like, hey, that's a great idea.
Yeah, there has to be a lot of innovation and new thoughts going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to even say what's going to happen. I mean, we're just talking, and generally speaking. I mean, we don't know. But I think if people are ready to get back to the parks, or if they want to, they're just going to have to be patient as far as whatever restrictions that Disney does give. You know, it's better than nothing, in my opinion. So
David's saying, what if they do away with fast passes for a while, just have an open line to each attraction with social distancing, stagger the riders? Yeah, I think that's easier said, though. What if everybody wants to go on Rise of the Resistance? How are you going to stagger that line if the whole line is, Well,
I wondered that too, because what about like when they open rides that are like the popular rides? Let's say Magic Kingdom. Hi, Linda. Magic Kingdom, everybody's going to run to like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, or like Studios Rise of the Resistance. Things that are usually that's hard to get a fast pass for. Like, I don't know how that would work. I think the popular rides would still be the big draw, regardless of how many people are in the parks. So I mean, I don't know. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with all of this.
Splash Mountain, you can two to a log, one in the front, one in the back. Pirates of the Caribbean, 3 rows, front, middle, back. Again, I still don't think that's any protection against the virus from what I'm seeing. You can't educate me. The news does that. They educate me and then they uneducate me with these ideas like, no, you just taught me A. What are you talking about B for now? Because that don't make any sense to me.
Well, I've been on your case for what, 6 weeks now, 7 weeks now about the news, because so I'm going to throw you under the bus to everybody. So John will see something on the news and he'll be like, oh my gosh. And then he'll be like, did you see this? And then I have to talk him down off the ledge. I'll be like, no, it's okay. It's okay. But I get it. So it'll be all right, John. We'll be able to get back to it.
I'm a little bit of a worrywart. I am.
I usually am too.
I'm starting to want out.
No, I think everybody's feeling that way, a little bit cooped up. But I will agree with you as far as the worrywart factor. As much as I love Disney and as much as I miss Disney and as much as I want to get back to it, I also don't want to be selfish and be like, Disney will always be there, God willing. But your family and your friends and what's important, that's where you gotta keep that priority. Yes, we want to get back, but we also want to be safe about it. I think that right now, we just can't be selfish. We have to be like, okay, let's wait it out and see what's going to happen. So,
you know what you really want to get back to? I know the Winnie the Pooh wall where everybody touches the honey coming down.
Oh yeah. I don't touch that stuff on a regular day.
I didn't like it on a regular day.
No, I am just such a germaphobe at the parks. I'm always just ugh.
Lewis, I think you missed it, but that's actually a mandatory thing, not even something that Disney will decide. When they first open up, I hear it's supposed to be 50% for a while. So
somebody said something about 25% somewhere, and I don't remember what it was. And it wasn't the restaurants, it was something else. But right now everything is just kind of talk. So as Stephanie said, ew. The kids looking at wall. Oh my gosh, you're grossing us out. Get out your hand sanitizer, just wipe it all down.
I don't have too many things, do I? By the way, this is not Lysol, I found out. Nutra Air, it only does the bacteria in the air. I thought I was protecting myself.
Oh my gosh.
But Kim sent me stuff. This is almost gone. I need more of this. But Kim sent me some stuff that kills viruses from the CDC.
Oh my gosh.
She was nice enough. I won't even talk about the packaging. It was an absolute horror, Michelle. Michelle, her husband David from Now That's Disney, he has OCD for real. So do I, but not with packaging. And do you remember Isma, who says she put the cat in a box and put that box in another box and put that box in a box and that
box in a box and yeah? Is that what you had?
Took me about a half hour to do that. So every once in a while I see a really nice comment, I have to put it up there and feel good about myself for just a moment. Thank you, Jennifer. So yeah, he packaged it. So mold armor, that was it, Kim. Thank you.
Mold armor.
But it's good for everything.
have a question for you since you're talking about all your disinfectant and such. So when you go to the store, or if you get carry out, or if you go to, let's say you go to the Chick-fil-A and you get yourself some nuggets, when you get home with said nuggets, do you wipe down the nugget box and everything before you eat it, or are you not that bad?
Can I tell you the truth? I have not eaten out since this has happened.
Get out.
I have a slew of things that I make. I have the air fryer, so we've had chicken tenders.
Oh yeah,
I've made homemade pizzas with the Pillsbury dough that you can hold out. I just do some sauce and cheese on that, but I get the pizza dough. I've made French bread pizzas. I do a lot of white meat chicken with a little bit of rice, just a little bit of garlic powder.
Oh wow, I'm impressed.
I'm scared to eat out because of the package situation.
So
look, I'm not alone with this.
I got I will get it, but it has to be like if I see the employees wearing gloves and masks, then I'm okay. But if not, it's just no, I can't. But we've been using our air fryer a lot too. So
let me talk hold on. I'm getting rid of you for a second. Stay there. You could air fryer, get it. It's a magical thing. And now to back me up, Michelle, isn't it magical?
It is. Even my teenagers can use it. They throw cheese sticks in there and chicken and heat up fries.
Cheese sticks, you can't overdo them.
No, they blow up.
They blow up in there. But crispy crowns or tater tots, no oil, just air frying. Oh my! You could see I've gotten slender from it. It's really good. The air fryer is the most amazing thing.
They are. We got my dad one for Christmas, and he absolutely loves it. It's just and it's healthier for you too. So there's that. Because we got to get keep our weight down quarantine. Because when we all get out of this,
And I haven't tried this Instant Pot yet. I don't understand it.
I don't have it either.
No, my whole life I've had a slow cooker. But they tell me no, an Instant Pot is different. There's nothing I need to make that I don't know how to make. So Mary, if you could send me a private message, sell me on an Instant Pot. Instant. I want to call it Insta. It's not. It's instant.
I don't have it either. I mean, the air fryer is about as far as we got.
Breakfast sausage in the air fryer. Okay, I'm going to try that. All right. What else do you have on this? Do you have any more on our Disney agenda before we take just questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. I didn't remember what you had written down. Some good stuff.
Well, we talked about it all. We're a bit chatty when we get together, John.
Okay, well, we're at 50 minutes. We don't want to just go for no reason. So we're going to take some good questions here. Let's get some smart questions, which means Jimmy Horn cannot respond. David Picciano, do not respond. Luis Ramos, do not respond. No, I'm kidding.
John is running the questions just as this is John's thing. So if you can,
because I have the software, she could do it also. See, Linda Raymond says her slow cooker is a pressure cooker too. Yeah, but Linda, the Instant Pot I think is different, unless it's a pressure cooker. I don't know that.
It's all of a sudden a thing with everybody making recipes and stuff. They let it sit all day.
Does this look familiar, Michelle?
Yes.
Oh, Louis, are you Italian at all, or is it just Spanish? Because I don't know. Italians need to tell me about meatballs. I don't know.
Yes. Hey, my dad might be able to answer that one for you. Have to ask him.
Alicia's asking, is there any information about full free dining?
I don't think so.
The person really to ask is if you have hopefully a mousefan.com travel agent.
Yeah,
they would definitely know.
Yeah, MEI Mousefan Travel is our sponsor, and they would be able to answer that for you. I have not seen, because usually Becky will tell us when there's different specials and such, and I have not seen anything like for fall promotions, not yet. I mean, I could be wrong, but I haven't seen it yet. What are you doing?
I put Becky's logo up there for a second.
Oh.
She pays us $30 for a second, so it's been 1, 2. All right, we made a couple of hundred. I wish that.
But you would think if once they start the opening process, maybe then specials will come out. Maybe.
I guess I'm assuming there's so many bookings they already have to move.
Yeah.
There's a backlog right now, and giving out specials right now may be not right, because once they open up, listen, I have a theory.
Okay, let me hear it.
It may have come from someone named Lou Mangello.
Oh.
I don't know if it has, because a lot of times he's just wrong, and he's a bad man. No.
Okay, what did he say?
He said he thinks that when this is all over, people are really going to have a penchant for travel, and we're going to travel more than we would, and that could, money may be the problem. But I agree with that. I agree that we've been cooped up. We're going to want to go away. We're going to want to get to a beach, a theme park somewhere. So I'm hoping that's true for the travel agencies.
I think so too. The only thing I can see that might be a hang up as far as that goes is if anybody had to unfortunately switch jobs, or it's hard to get vacation time like as soon as you start a new job, let's say. So I think it could really go either way. I hope that people start getting back to normal and traveling and such again, because if you think about it, hi Joe.
Can we do like the Ellen Energy Adventure? Hi, Joe. Welcome. So here's what happened. Hi, Marla.
Hi, Marla.
In private, she tells me Lou scares that if she sees his face, she hides and huddles and cries.
You're gonna get a message about that. Oh, it's funny.
Marla's awesome. Okay, so here's a good question, Donald. I don't think it's an issue. If there's enough chlorine in the water, it can't live at all. Any virus in a water, if it's, maybe they'll heighten the chlorination a little bit, but I would feel pretty safe in a pool or even a water park. Well, maybe not a water park. Listen, can we talk?
Oh God, you're not going to tell that story, are you?
Am I allowed to say what it was?
Okay, say it.
Gather around. Don't leave. This is a good part.
Say it nicely, John. Gently say things nice. Don't be too gross.
I'm actually typing to you really to say if I can say this word. Can I start the word with an F and end it with it like the first word F, last word N?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying, right? So I'm in Typhoon Lagoon.
This is 2 summers ago. We were at a media event at Typhoon Lagoon.
And I'm sitting down on the edge where all the water comes and it splashes up on you, and it's really cool. And it's nice and clean. It's a beautiful day. And then I look down, and there is a feminine napkin this big with blood.
Oh, Jesus, John.
This is what happened to me at Typhoon Lagoon. And you see my legs. Oh, and everybody.
I kept yelling at you. I'm like, John, pick up your feet. Pick up your feet.
And then I yelled.
And the waves back and forth.
Michelle Perkins has spilled the tea. Then I told one of the workers, and as he came, I watched it get sucked up into the filter underneath the bench.
Oh my God.
It was jumbo size. Well, it was probably not a jumbo, but after it sucked up all the water, it really was jumbo. Listen, I will never forget that. But
that was a funny. I just remember I can still see your feet with your water shoes on. And every time it washed towards by your feet, I'm like, John, pick up your feet. And your feet kept going up. And I think
our legs with the feet look like people from Wally on the
It was the worst. And I remember I took pictures of your feet because it was cracking me up.
I have a picture somewhere of this. So wait, we don't even understand the other part of the story. There is hopefully a lady, we don't know, out there somewhere that lost it.
Oh, how do you lose it?
I didn't tell anyone.
It was horrible. And the poor cast member, we went and told the cast member about it because it was just us that saw it. It wasn't anybody else because we were sitting where the waves went up. So normally you don't see those things at a water park. Don't drink the pool water. Oh God. Yeah, it was really gross. I can't believe we just told that story. I mean, that's a story that you and I have talked about a bit, but not to anybody else. So you're welcome.
Yeah, Jackie, I'm going to imagine that first of all, the masks are not mandatory, I don't think, for the guests, but I don't think water parks are going to open that quickly. I think that might be a secondary.
Do you know what grosses me out as far as water parks go? Not that story, but it's not so much the pools necessarily. It's just I'm very weird about going into the bathrooms at a water park because the floor is all wet and it's just
I won't. I have to wear my water shoes with the rubber at the bottom because I don't know if I'm stepping in water when I'm going in there or anything else. And people may say, "Oh, it's no big deal." No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Okay, you know what? You are a kindred spirit with me, just hands down, because I am the same way. I look at the water on the floor and I'm like, how do I know that's water? And I will
have children and men go to the bathroom. They're not the best aimers sometimes, and sorry, not stepping in it, just not stepping in it.
This water park conversation has just been awful. Do you realize that?
Yeah. Don, I hope we answered your question. We're due to get married in June at the Poly. Any news like this?
Gosh.
You know, that's hard because June is so up in the air. I would say 50-50 shot the Poly's going to be fine, but I don't know. This is all guessing. And I don't know if I'd want to guess for my wedding.
No. Oh my God. I feel so, my heart just hurts. I mean, everything is all back to normal by then. I mean, God, I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah. And Haley, remember, everything we're talking about is guessing. We're guessing just like you, just that we're here on the video and you're not. Otherwise, you could guess just right along with us. They will give us media info quickly when it comes out, and we can tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Michelle's going to post it. I'm going to post it. We're not going to post anything that's a rumor. But, you know, they have to make the 50th good.
They have all these things that are... It's your fault for the way this conversation went. But the 50th, they have all these things that they're being built. Do you know when we went to took that drive, how much progress they're making on Tron? I mean,
they are?
It looks like, you remember how it used to be just like the track? That
Right.
whole wall, the building around it is like, it's a lot done.
So when we heard no construction projects are still going on, that's baloney.
I think some. I think some are
maybe,
and some are not.
Maybe if they were able to socially distance and have, 10 guys in this much of an area, it was okay. And maybe. Tron didn't seem to be a big group of people. It seemed to be 10 to 20 people in different areas. So maybe that's why.
Because if you look at Tron, the area where the coaster is going is huge. I mean, so people wouldn't be right on top of each other if they were working on it because it's such a big building. And in the track, the land that goes all the way out where the track goes, it's a big area back there. So I'm excited for that one, though. I hope it.
I really am. You did see them cleaning in Toy Story Land, right? On the video.
I saw that on the news. Yeah.
That's a good sign. I mean, they have. Well, that's what I heard people today, and I'm going to put it on to Disney. People today said, "I hope because we didn't get to use the clubhouse at our nice neighborhood, that we're getting back some HOA fees." I don't think that you not being there saved them that much money. They still have to maintain the pool, the property. I don't know where the big savings comes in because your body's not there. You still got to maintain these. Same thing with Disney. They've had to maintain things. Air conditioners still have to go on. Maybe not as high, but they still got to go on.
Right. And then what about starting the rides and stuff to make sure they don't just sit,
Got to oil them up, right? Mm-hmm. Like me in the morning.
You can't just let a ride sit for 2 months or whatever.
Kitchens got to be cleaned. They'll get kitchens. They'll get overrun by mice or roaches and.
Especially, that's what somebody else had asked too. That everybody's trying to figure out or the clues as to when it's getting soon that they're going to open. And somebody was talking about because when they closed, they took all the food and the snacks and the treats and they donated all the food banks. So it's not like they had just stuff sitting around. So they were talking about, having to get food back to the parks and resorts again as well. And like, maybe that's a sign. But if you think about it, there's so much they have to do to get ready to open again, even if it's for a smaller capacity. So I don't know.
Somebody named Colin just said, "You two are really good at spreading rumors." I don't think they know us. That's the thing we just don't do.
We
And if we say
don't.
something, we say it's a rumor. They don't know us. They just want to rise out of us. But I just wanted to address it because we're the total opposite of that. And I think everybody in this room, except you, knows that.
Yeah, we usually don't say anything because we value our positions with our reps at Disney.
I think Marla Chan can back me up on that one. Maybe not all of it, but on that one she can.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you. Linda backed me up though.
We try to make sure that the stuff that we out is good, you know.
It's funny because if they knew us, they knew how much we don't like it and we go against it so much.
Oh, we are.
But you know, still in this point, you still have to come up with ideas on what could be, what can't be. That's part of being human. You know,
right.
If I told you it's definitely going to open up on June 10th, I know it. I have a friend of a friend that told me that he's reporting for work on June 10th. That's a bad rumor, and that's bad because it's just not good.
Well, you know, I've had people tell me things in confidence, like, oh, I think this is happening or that's happening. I don't tell anybody those things because until Disney says it, we simply don't know what's true, you know? So I don't know.
Thank you, David. Yeah, no, I agree. Until Disney says it, who the heck knows?
No, and you know, I think that as soon as we do have like serious information from the source, then we will put it out.
I got to be honest too. Every time Michelle and I read that in 2021 is when it's going to open, we both like teared up and said, "This can't be right." Like we rebuked it with all that was good and holy, like an exorcism. Be gone, clean spirit, and hold the crucifix. I mean, we really don't know, but we're like, it can't be. It can't be. And we're going through the thing. There is something that rings a little true with me as far as Epcot, that because they have people from other countries and they were all sent home, you can't just open that up like you might be able to the Magic Kingdom, the studios, or Animal Kingdom. You need to go to them and, train them and get them here. That may be more months down the road for the World Showcase.
So, I think Epcot would be the hardest to reopen because of those things. Not to mention the fact, they had, it makes me really sad. Flower and Garden was supposed to be going on right now. It closed a week into the festival because we were supposed to go to Family Media Day that weekend that it closed, and it got canceled. So we didn't even get to go and do the Garden Rock. We didn't get to go check out the food booths. I mean, everything just kind of halted.
They're smart because the menu items this year looked so good. They will carry over it into the next Flower and Garden and just do a repeat of this stuff. Like the Orange Bird magnet someone asked about. They really should still just do that next year, that design. It'll be a money-saving thing to stop the creative process. We have Flower and Garden for next year and just do it.
And they had really great merchandise this year for the festival. I know you can go on Shop Disney and get some of that, but it's nothing like going to the festival, boost themselves and buying yourself a new Turbis cup or getting yourself, a new coffee mug from the festival. The whole experience, going to try things at the booths, going to the concerts, getting yourself a little souvenir, pictures of the beautiful topiaries. I feel like we just really missed out this year, but
I am happy it wasn't the holidays.
I know, because the Festival of Holidays. But you know what the thing is? We went to Epcot the week before the festival opened just to see some of the flowers. And I'm trying not to be negative, but the front of the park really is all construction walls. I mean, Future World itself is it's a maze to get from the front of the park. You used to be able to walk in the park and go right towards Spaceship Earth and head right back. It's not like that anymore. So it was already kind of congested. So I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't know.
I mean, but lots of walls. I
want that middle leveled thing to go up. All right, guys, we're at the hour mark. Do we have any more questions that you'd like to hear us jabber about?
If you guys... Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Since we can't do our shows at Disney Springs right now, if you guys are interested in us doing, these live on location from home type of shows, let us know. Because I mean, I'm in. If you are, John.
Yeah, this is the April one. We can still do a May one, and hopefully the June one could be maybe from a park. Speaking of movies, did you see Artemis Fowl is coming straight to Disney Plus?
I did see that. I did see that.
That freaks me out a little bit because you have this $100 million movie, which I don't know if it's going to be good because the trailer is questionable to me. But instead of them releasing it in a theater, they're not even releasing it digitally where you pay. This is on Disney Plus that everybody who's got it will just have it. They're just, what are they saying? Are they saying this movie's not that good, or they want to just get more Disney Plus subscribers?
Because look what they did. Let's use Rise of Skywalker for an example. They released it to where you could purchase it, and on May 4th you're going to be able to watch it on Disney Plus. So they kind of gave you the opportunity to buy it ahead of time. But with this movie, they're not doing that. It's just going right to Disney Plus. So I don't know.
This isn't Disney, but did you hear about the Trolls World Tour? What happened with Universal?
Okay, I read little bits, but tell me.
It made more money, just digital only, than the first one did in the theater.
Get out.
I know. So AMC got into a big fight with Universal because Universal said they'll release things in the theater and on digital at the same time. So what AMC said? AMC said Universal can never show a movie in our theaters again.
I saw something about that, but I didn't take time to investigate as to why. So that's why?
Yeah, but what's stupid is AMC, they just said they didn't need you. So now you're saying you can't show another movie in our theater again. They didn't need you. We paid enough for it on digital that they made back more money than the other one did in the theater. So regardless, it does show a switching that, who said necessity was the mother of invention? Theaters might be changing, and we may see more digital release things. The thing with Artemis Fowl is there's no money. If you have Disney Plus, you have it. I'm surprised they're skipping the whole money thing.
See, when I put out the information for that, I will be completely honest with you. I don't really know anything about that story, but people were talking about it being, part of a book series and all these things. And so a lot of people were surprised that it was going to go right to Disney Plus. So
yes, but it looks like a lot of theaters are now saying they're not going to release Universal movies in the theater. But I think it's going to hurt. AMC's already hurting. I think they're just going to hurt themselves more by Universal's just going to continue to put them digitally. And I think as a people, we're going to do more things at home. I don't know. And, listen, I already like home better because the theater annoys me if I sit next to somebody who's got 4 kids or somebody who's using their cell phone all the time.
Kicking your chair. I mean, but there's something to be said for, if it's a rainy night and you got nothing to do and you're going to go to the movies and get your popcorn and your It's kind of a fun. I hate to see for that to go away.
I agree. Well, now the movie theater by me said they're going to project a movie onto the building and do drive-in for Epic Theaters of Claremont, Florida. They're doing drive-in, but it's $20 for an old movie, so it's fun. I probably would do it. You probably would do it for $20.
Yeah.
Put all 4 of you in a car and just watch. But it's an old movie, so it's something you can watch at home anyway. But that's fun.
Well, look at as far as movies goes, before we wrap up, everything that was supposed to already be out or things that were going to be out earlier this year, everything has gotten bumped, like Mulan. The Marvel movies have all gotten moved. Like everything has been, for lack of a better word, bumped because we don't know,
Al always comes the last 2 minutes of everything to say that he was here, but it's baloney. Just want to get that out there. It's all baloney. All right. Yeah, Wizard of Oz, Don, I'd go to. All right, guys. So let us know if you like this, and we'll do it again, I guess, mid-May.
Yeah, I mean, we could even do it sooner if we just feel like being chatty, or if any news comes out, maybe that we'd want to talk about. I don't know about like the feedback that we've gotten from our Monday shows is that I think people just want some sort of normal and have somebody to talk to, and I think this is good for all of us to have a little bit of interaction.
And I'll say it. You may think we do this for you, and Michelle may even say, "Did we do this for?" Michelle knows we do it for us because we love you guys. We do like to connect. That's what I've thrived on for years with this type of a thing, and I miss it. I really do. I miss seeing yous now that we do the LOL, and I hope come back to June, hopefully July. You guys, we see you live for real, live on location.
Yeah, for real, live on location.
In his home this time.
I do love the live shows, and feel that we were just breaking into how wonderful that they're going to be. And we have so many great things planned for Disney Springs. So I hope you guys come out and see us once we're able to do that for you again, because it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
Yes. All right, Michelle, I love you.
And I love you.
See you soon. Tell the kids I said hello. We'll talk more. Well, I'll call you with worrying things.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. We appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed this. Let us know. We need feedback.
Feedback, yes.